Okay, this is probably outside the marketing studio and probably on top of the marketing studio, my favorite feature of this entire software program here. So this is where we can create our seller CMAs, buyer reports, um, pre-meeting briefs for when we're going to meet with new sellers. And really, it's going to be a lot of AI help with this. So when we used to have to go through and kind of pull comps on our own, research market stats, find out everything that we could about the neighborhood, about the house, about its comps, and use all that information to build our CMA. AI is going to help do a lot of that for us, right? Default AI here is Gemini, which is Google, and Google is great at searching stuff. So we can really use them to pull a lot of the market stats for us. And I'll kind of walk you through the basic setup. So before we ever do any of these reports, the first thing we want to do is go to report defaults. So this is the basis of how our reports are built. So default seller process. This is where we want to put in our basic seller process that we go through. So our pre-launch prep, what we do, our on launch week, what we do, as after it's listed, what we do. So you can go ahead and create all of these. What I like to do is just use AI to do this for me. So what I'm going to do is turn this into numbered steps with a short client-friendly description. So I'm going to do that. I can do labeled phrases, so break this into labeled phrases, or we can make this concise and polished. So I'm just going to do numbered steps here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to kind of tell it what I want. So I'm going to say something like, when we first meet a seller, we are going to walk through the property and look at the house as a buyer would and see what things buyers are really going to love about the property. Then after that, we're going to schedule our professional photography. We are then going to do our pre-listing campaign where we use a coming soon to promote the properties coming. The week that we launch, we're going to do a social media blitz and blast stuff out all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to start putting this text in here. I do voice to text. It's much quicker than typing, so I don't have to give it too much. But okay, so we're going to blast out all over the place. Then the following week, we're going to do an open house. And by week 3, we should have an offer based on our pre-marketing strategy and listing plan. If we don't, then it's time to start looking at possible price adjustments or the market conditions and see how we are compared to others. Do we have more showings or less showing than properties? Do we need to adjust our price, or is the market just slow? Okay, so I'm going to tell it my entire seller process. This is my seller process, and then I'm going to write this with AI, and I will see AI take what I just said very poorly and make it sound much better, and then be able to use those phrases within the report. So here it is, the buyer eye walkthrough. We begin by walking the property home together through the eyes of a prospective buyer. This allows us to highlight the best features, optimize presentation, prepare the home for professional photography, right? So I can put in all of my steps in here that I want. Then I can do the marketing plan, right? And I can talk about what my exact marketing plan is. So maybe I want to say something like, we use a strategic marketing plan where we will come do professional photography, we will do floor plan layouts, and we will do AI reels, all to promote the property, right? Something dumb, easy like that. Again, write it with AI, make it sound better, because this information is going to go in the Seller CMA report. So every seller is going to see what we actually do and what our plan is. So you'll see high-end visuals, we showcase the best features, photography, blah, 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 right? In our buyers reports, we might want to go through what is our buyer process? How do we take buyers from initial phone call to offer to closing? So we might want to describe that whole process, and that will go in the buyers reports. And then monthly setup. So we want to put in the areas that we typically work at, because what's going to happen is every single month in the background, your CRM is going to pull in data on whatever cities that you have listed in here. And I'll show you how that works. So we're going to just go ahead and save that market setup. So any cities that you want, you'll put these cities in here. When we're done, we're going to save report defaults. And now our basic reports, the defaults are done. So now we're going to go back to our main section. And here's where we'll see the market stats, right? So auto market trends for Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Fairhope. These were all the ones that I put in as cities that I want to have. And what it's going to do is going to show me the stats for us. If I want to see Gulf Shores stats, I can just open a report and it's going to show me this was fetched on May 17th. It's for Gulf Shores. Here's the typical home price. Month over month, we're up $680. Year over year, we're down $10,000 from typical home prices. Sold above list price, 2.5%. Sold below list price, 91.2%, right? So it's going to show me how many new listings, plus 46 month over month. It's plus 3 year over year. So year over year, we're pretty consistent in our listings. And then it's going to go in and talk about a little bit more of this, the area, the economy, Alabama's unemployment, median sales price, average days till the home's sold. So it's going to have all of this, and then it's going to have some seller-facing reads. So buyers have negotiating leverage. The median sales price is 96.3%, meaning homes are closing about 3.7% below final listing, right? So when I create my marketing reports, all these stats are going to be in there for me, all right? So let's walk through how to do these reports. So new Seller CMA Report. Let me click on this. So report type, it's obviously, I just clicked on, it's going to be seller's report. Do I want this assigned to a certain contact? Am I doing this for somebody? So maybe James Walker was the client and I'm preparing this for him. And the seller's report, and it has his address in there. It's already pulled in there. So now here's the thing. If we're connected, if our MLS is already connected to the CRM, we can pull from the MLS already. Now, most likely we're not listed yet, so we're not going to be able to pull in. So we're going to have to come down here and do this. But we could possibly, if we have closed listings, we could pull the old closed listing in here as well. Or if I have his old listing sheet, I could upload his old listing sheet in here. Otherwise, you can fill in the information here, right? Maybe it's a 4-bed, it's a 3-bath, it's 1,700 square feet, was built in 2021. So you can fill in all your details. Client questions. What questions or concerns does the client have? So we can go ahead and mark some of these in here. Seller report context. So this is where we'll have, what did the seller do to it? So maybe the seller, again, seller updated the kitchen, has brand new appliances, new backsplash, granite countertops, remodeled master bath with porcelain tile floors, and glass surround on a new tiled shower. So I can, again, kind of put in some notes. I can have AI clean it up because this will be in the report as well. So I can make it sound like, I know how to write well. So here, key updates that will drive buyer interest in the property include this, this, this. Marketing notes. Again, I can put in certain marketing notes if I want. Agent refined pricing. This will come into handy a little bit more after we have the comps in there. And so right now I'm letting AI recommend what type of pricing we want. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Comps, we can pull in the comps that we have. So again, we can pull them in from MLS, or we can upload MLS sheets. So if I have certain comps that I want to pull in, sold comps, I can import those MLS listings and it'll automatically pull all the information. So let's just do this real quick. I'm going to pull a choose comps file here and just load this in. Upload and review. So it's going to look through all these comps that I had in here, and this might take a minute because I think I had like 8 or 9 of them in this file. So it's extracting the comps and uploading the files. So we'll go through all that, and then photos. Oh, okay, here it is. Here are my comps. Okay. Now, what it's going to do with the comps is it's going to have you rate them. So if you ever use like the RR, NARR, PR, RPR, this is what we can do. We can adjust these comps. How does this rate? So is this comp worse by by a factor of 1, 2, or 3? Is it the same? Is it better by a factor of 1, 2, or 3? Right? And if it's better, why is it better? So I can say maybe this one's better. Had a more updated kitchen and better location. So I can do this again. I can clean it up because these notes will be put into this CRM as well. So I can clean up my notes on this and make it sound better. The comparable features, more updated kitchen, location was better. Okay, adjustments are made for these advantages. So I can go through and I can score every single comp in here and save them all. All right, so instead of generating a fake report, I'm just going to show you what this report actually looks like. So a finished report here would be like this. So it's going to be here, and then you can download this as a PDF to send to your client, or you can just send them a link. So I'm just going to open the link, and here is the link to their report. So this is going to have the property address. It's going to have their front image on it. It's going to have the suggested listing prices with kind of the target of where we think we should be able to sell at. It's created by me, right? It's going to have my agent profile right here. The story that we take to market. So the comps are suggesting evidence of around 630. Market context, a typical home value is 707 based off of where we're at though. 649 seems like it's the price that we should be at. We're pretty confident in this. Talks about what a CMA is. This is the details of us. Again, seller improvements, interior paint. This is where that AI is going to come into play, right? Where that makes it sound good. And we're putting our features and updates in here. Where the market stats are. So this is the Orange Beach market stats. So these are stats for Orange Beach. It's showing the means of the market. What this means for your sale. Price discipline still matters, right? The sample ratio is 96.8, so buyers are still negotiating. Inventory gives buyers more choices. Premium homes need proof. So it's giving kind of some concepts in here for your seller to know and to look at. It's going to show all the market stats in kind of graphical form. It's going to show the comps that we had, right? So this is the comp here. Agent rationale. So this is the same valuation. Here's one that we rated as worse. Agent rationale, inferior condition, fewer baths, adjusted upward for the subject property. So it's going to kind of talk about why we made adjustments to the comps to get that price that we're suggesting they list at of $649. Then it's going to talk about pricing your home, right? Here's the aggressive way to price it. Here's where market should be. And here's kind of what we're pushing that top line. And you can talk about the advantages and disadvantages of listing at these, different prices with your client. How we bring buyers to your door. This comes back to that marketing phase, right? Where we told AI to make our marketing plan. This is what we do to advertise your house. Present flawless to earn top market. This is our marketing plan again, right? So we had that process, and then we have our marketing plan and path to success. So this is the action items that we want our seller to take and things to move forward and then reach out to us. So we put together some really nice looking reports. Again, these reports we can totally customize. I showed this in one of the other training videos, but if we go into settings and we are in our team settings, we can customize the look of the report. So maybe I don't want this default, I want more of this luxury report. So I'm going to save this skin. And now when I do this report, it's going to have this different colored luxury looking skin on it. So I can kind of customize the way I want this, the coloring of the reports, not the actual layout, but the coloring as far as that goes. Okay. Now we can do the same thing for buyers reports. So this is where you have a buyer and they're saying, hey, I really like this property. How do you think it's priced? Is it priced well? Is it priced too high? We can go through buyer reports and show them what these look like and send these out. And we can pull comps. And your buyers are going to have certain criteria. How well does this fit your buyer's criteria? Does it match everything they're looking for? Does it match 70% of what they're looking for? So we can we can show them that. We can show them how this lines up with your search, right? You search for this, you search for this. This is what your search was. This is what the property is. This is what you wanted. This is what that property has. So we can show that type of stuff. We can show the here's kind of the low end of what we should maybe offer. Here's kind of the max of what we should pay for this property. Here's kind of the target price that we should be shooting for. When we're under property, what happens after you review the property? The comps that we use to kind of justify the pricing for this property, the complete decision notes, buyer fit summary. And look at this, it's like totally customized to this person. Property snapshots, their criteria, their needs, and how that fits their needs. So these are kind of cool things. Again, they're super fast. AI will do this in 30 to 60 seconds. What would take you probably 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour to put all this stuff together. So that's kind of the cool thing. Play around with this. Hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully you love it as much as I do, and you can create some awesome looking reports for your buyers and sellers.